This is a very sad day for Ghana. I'm not talking about today, I'm talking about the time we find ourselves in. These are sad times. It is painful and shameful to be a Ghanaian around this time because of the bad leadership we have. Leaders with no morals, leaders with no values, leaders with no love for country, no modicum of patriotism in them. They came to steal, to kill, and to destroy. And that has been their game plan. That is what they are implementing. Look, Annie, why are we here? We are here because the new patriotic party, led by Nana Addo Dankwa, William Akufo-Addo, and his vice, Akufo-Addo Bawumia, they came together and decided to scam Ghanaians, particularly small-scale miners, so that they could kick them out of their legitimate business and afford them the opportunity to take over the small-scale mining space. They and their party apparatchiks and functionaries. That was their game plan. The so-called fight against illegal mining declared by Akufo-Addo, the so-called statement that he was prepared to put his presidency on the line, that statement, okay, were all, part of that grand scheme by the NPP. They were all a ruse. They were all a charade calculated at scamming Ghanaians into believing that, look, you have a government which is genuinely interested in fighting illegal mining. Give the government your trust. Little did the people of this country knew that no, they were not interested in any fight. They only sought to appropriate the illegal mining menace and the small-scale mining industry for themselves, their family members, their party functionaries, and apparatchiks. So, you recall that when the president said he was prepared to put his presidency on the line, everybody in Ghana supported the call. Everybody was hoodwinked to believe in him, with the exception of people like us, who said that, look, this man is not sincere. And the reason why we said he was not sincere is because prior to his election as president, he, Akufo-Addo, had gone to Obuasi and had told small-scale miners there, and I'm quoting him verbatim, that President Mahama says, I am coming to abolish galamsey. It is not true. I am rather coming to support you to do galamsey. So his initial position was not to fight against illegal mining. It was when he took office.
Is that the one he spoke in Chi?
Yes, in Chi. Yes. It was when, because it's not the Chi program, I said it in English. Yeah. I just paraphrased it in English.
Yeah, I just want you to say that in Chi so that when you paraphrase it in English, you don't change.
Oh, almost say, me banama baby Google and see. And you know, crap. Yes. Me banama be buama yemojuma. That is what he said. It is available. Okay.
So me banama buama yemojuma doesn't mean I'm coming to support you to do galamsey.
Me no TPN. Where are you from? The president says, I'm not coming to stop galamsey, I'm coming to help you to do galamsey. That is what he told them. What is the meaning of that? Now listen to me. He gets elected, and immediately he begins his work. There happens to be a media coalition led by Ken Achibe, okay, who has started a certain advocacy for the small-scale mining sector to be properly streamlined, okay, and for what was was looking like a very worrying, trend to be checked. Then the president says, oh, I'm prepared to put my presidency on the line for this fight, blah, blah, blah. And people bought into it. So, you know what he did? Immediately banned small-scale mining, both legal and illegal. And after the ban, they went to various sites, including the concessions of legal small-scale miners. they burned excavators. In some cases, they shot at small-scale miners and killed some of them. It happened in Kwabenya in the eastern region. It happened in the western region. They killed some of them. In fact, the current first deputy speaker of parliament, Joe Osei, is on record to have said that if members of Operation Vanguard saw anybody doing mining, small-scale mining at the time, because at the time, both legal small-scale mining and illegal had been banned. So those doing mining, some of them at the time were legal small-scale miners. They were not breaking the law. They had their appropriate licenses. They are taking loans to buy equipment to do legitimate business permitted by law. But they were all told to stop. And Joe Osei said, if you find them mining, shoot and kill. And nobody in government condemned it. And indeed, they shot and killed people. After people lost their lives on the altar of the fake 419 promise of Akufo-Addo to put his presidency on the line to fight illegal mining, then they began to show their real intentions. They began to implement their grand scheme, which is to take over the entire small-scale mining industry for themselves. So what did they do? They began seizing concessions which belonged to innocent Ghanaians. And they were giving the concessions to their Chinese collaborators. We saw this on tape in Anas Arimiyaw Anas's Galamsey fraud documentary. We saw it. That at the time the so-called ban was supposed to be enforced, the secretary to the then Interministerial Committee Against Illegal Mining, Charles Bisu, today who is his bosom friend, he wants to be MP in a constituency adjoining his. Okay? They eat together, do everything together. Charles Bisu was caught on tape collecting bundles of money, collecting
needless
bribes
insinuations
from Chinese and counting the bribe money in front of the cameras. He didn't know that, of course, cameras were on him. So he took bribe money. We saw it in the tape. He was counting the money. So he takes money and says, you can go and work. He takes money and says, you can go and work. So through that ban, they only enrich themselves. And they were able, so if you don't come and pay money, you can't go and work because there is a ban. If you go and work, Operation Vanguard will be sent there. They will come burn your excavators. They can even shoot and kill you. So people went, they extorted monies from illegal miners and legal small-scale miners. Some of the seized excavators were released to NPP officials. They seized excavators from legal small-scale miners. And they gave it to NPP officials who have no licenses to go and mine. Where is my evidence? Okay, party Heska. It is captured on tape. The then Minister for Environment, who was the chairman of the Interministerial Committee Against Illegal Mining, Professor Frimpong Boateng, in a conversation with NPP former vice chair for the Central Region, Ekwa-Wusi, discussing the whereabouts of the seized excavators. And according to Ekwa-Wusi, it was the minister who told him that party Heska, the NPP needs money. I told you, they came to steal. It is all about money. Even if they will kill for money, they don't care. They have no integrity, no values, no morals, nothing, no conscience. So our party needs money. So he said, Minister, you told me to give some of the equipment to Gizu. Who is Gizu? A known NPP serial caller. You told me to give some of the equipment to John Buadu. Who is John Buadu? Their general secretary. He mentioned one to me, Ashanti regional chairman. So they took the excavators of legal small-scale miners, gave it to their party officials to go and do illegal mining. How wicked can you be?
So the distributor.
You see, if I see, when I see,
they distributed it among themselves.
Exactly. They distributed some among themselves. Some were sold. Because excavators cannot fly. Excavators don't have wings. How is it possible that in one day we're told that 500 excavators which were seized could not be accounted for? Where did the excavators fly to? They distributed the excavators to their party functionaries to go back into the forest reserves. Because those miners were not even mining in forest reserves. and plunder our resources, destroy the environment. That is what they did. You know what? When the task force was in place, galamsey, Operation Vanguard and all that, they were not only seizing excavators from miners, they were also seizing gold. Anytime they came to your site, they seized excavators and they seized your gold. They seized pickups. Where are the pickups? Where are the gold? They seized. I have in my custody reports, and Erasmus has those documents from Frimpong Boateng, which he has given to the police, about the whereabouts of those pickups they seized from the Chinese and the gold. They stole the gold. The guns, they stole the guns. They stole the pickups. Most of the times we talk about just the excavators. What about the gold? What about the pickups? They stole everything. They shared it among themselves like biscuits. They enriched themselves through a fraudulent fight against illegal mining. And then they made illegal mining free for all for their party functionaries through another charade called community mining. So through that, illegal mining became free for all. So from the president to his vice, look, I am going to tell you that the current issue which we are discussing, this Asenanyo Forest Reserve, okay? The people Erasmus mentioned are not the real owners of those sites. No politician takes a concession and puts his name on the concession. 99% of them have fronts. They have people fronting for them. And I can tell you, very soon, the identity of the people behind this forest reserve, those who instigated, commanded, sponsored, directed these NPP tags, and by the way, those tags who assaulted Erasmus and his crew belong to the Delta forces and the invisible forces of the NPP, put in place by Akufo-Addo himself. If you want to ask Erasmus, he can identify some of them. He's a Kumasi boy. I've seen some of their pictures. They are from Kofrom. We know them. Ashton, we know those boys. And Erasmus will tell you. Look, I know that the person behind that concession is a close associate of Alhaji Bawumia. I won't put his name out today, but his name will come out.
Because you're lying.
Close associate of Bawumia. Close associate. Close advisor and spokesperson of Bawumia. Very, very close.
That's very unfair.
So, but let's go on. You see, so that is what they did. They distributed the excavators, the gold, the pickups, after they killed people. Look, me, if I die and I go to heaven and I see Bawumia and Akufo-Addo there, I'm in hell. I will check out of that place. The crimes these two people have committed against this country, nature will judge them, posterity will judge them, and God will judge them. This is wickedness, Annie. Wickedness. Today he's here calling for support, unity. We gave them whatever support they needed. Who in Ghana at the time spoke against Akufo-Addo's fight against illegal mining? When he did what was unheard of, banning a legal enterprise, a legal venture. Nobody spoke against it. It was after we saw a narcissist expose on how they were using the ban as a ruse to extort monies from miners. And they were giving mining concessions to Chinese. That is when we started holding press conferences. That the ban was fraudulent.
People were seen in the mining.
No, that was during the election time.
2016.
Yeah, that was during the election time. No, 2020.
2020, yeah.
What I'm talking about happened in 2018. Look, Google right now. The former Minister for Local Government, Hajia Lima, met MMDCs in Accra in 2018 and said that government had a security report that showed that MMDCs of the NPP were doing illegal mining. At the time, no NDC person had gone to a mining site to engage miners. We had not even held a press conference. That was the local government minister. So was he also undermining the fight? Saying that MMDCs, heirs of DISEC and MISEC, representatives of the president, because it is a grand scheme. The president told them, there is a ban. This is your opportunity. Move in. Move in. Go and grab a concession for yourself.
Yeah.
Free for all.
Yeah,
Either than that, how come that no NMDC was sacked?
Okay.
Why you think this is a laughing matter? Go and look at the water people are drinking today. The cyanide, lead, mercury polluted water. Children are being born with deformities. They are being born without eyes, without limbs, without ears, without nose. Under John Mahama, nobody could mine in a forest reserve. Do you know that all our river bodies, they take their source from forest reserves? Do you know that the reason why all our water bodies today are looking coffee brown is because Akufo-Addo decided to pass LI 2463 to assume the power to give anybody the right to go into a forest reserve to mine. And it is in the forest reserve that the water bodies are being polluted, because the rivers have their sources in the forest reserves. So once they pollute the rivers in the forest reserves, you will see the effects out there very soon.